Hi, it's me again, and the BBC keep banging on about how many cuts they need to make. They need to cut 2,000 staff and find 285 million quid from down the back of the sofa somewhere to help fund them, even though they get 3.2 billion from TV licence fees. Well, now everyone at the BBC's getting a cheeky little pay rise. That should help with the cutbacks, eh? Let's have a look. Right, so I've got this story from two different places. Same story, two different places. So let's have a look at the differences between them quickly, shall we? So the official BBC Media Centre says this. Today's announcement is about providing a fair deal to licence fee payers and to staff as we continue to transition into a modern, leaner organisation employing fewer people. Our approach is designed to ensure a motivated, high-performing BBC which delivers for the public who pay for it. Our public service staff numbers are getting smaller. Last year saw the number of employees fall by over 1,200, which is 6% of the total workforce. So, in other words, the official line from the BBC Media Centre is that this is a positive, and it says last year's annual pay increase was 1%, and 2020 there was a pay freeze across the BBC. So they're basically saying they're going to give 4.2% pay rises for people, followed by a 1% progression later in the financial year. But with inflation running at 7%, it's actually a good deal. And well, maybe fair dues. I mean, people get pay rises. With inflation at 7%, everything you earn is worth 7% less today than it was last year. Nightmare. I haven't had a pay rise in years. I wouldn't mind 4.2%. I definitely wouldn't mind the 7% to keep up with inflation. So, yeah, pay does need to increase across the board for people. But, BBC are saying they're going to make a lot of cuts. Should they be giving any pay rises at all? Well, let's see the other side of the argument, shall we, on the Express? Let's have a look. BBC backlash as staff handed biggest pay rise in 10 years as pensioners pay for TV licence. See, a bit of a difference there, isn't there? The BBC themselves were saying, look, we're trying to do the best we can by our employees. It's well under inflation, but we've got to give something to keep our workforce highly motivated. And the Express start with BBC backlash, highest pay rise in 10 years. It's mad, isn't it? It's mad, isn't it? Which one do you think suits it better? Let me know in the comments below. Sir John Hayes suggested the funds could be better spent on licence fee concessions for those in need after the broadcaster's controversial move to scrap free licences for the over 75s last year. And Dennis Reid, the director of Silver Voices and friend of the channel, says, the BBC seems to have no problem finding money for themselves, but not for pensioners. He added, they say they have made savings, but it doesn't look like these are being passed on to us. If there was money to spend at the BBC, surely it could have been better spent helping pensioners pay for their TV licence. So yeah, all the usual suspects for the Express have jumped on this one. So you've got Dennis Reid from Silver Voices, you've got the bloke from Taxpayers Alliance who are always commenting with the Express on these kind of things. I'm surprised they haven't got defund the BBC on there. But they never talk to me. I've reached out to them a few times, but they never talk to me, the papers. They're not interested. I don't have a PR team. But yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because it is a pay rise. When they can't fund the OAP's free TV licence anymore because they're skint, they're having to sack off loads and loads of staff. They're having to cut back on making shows, and yet they've still got money to give pay rises to people who are probably on a pretty decent wage anyway. But then as an employee myself, not of the BBC thankfully, as an employee myself who hasn't had a pay rise for a while, like the BBC staff, having a pay increase while everything's going up is good for them. And maybe some of them deserve it. I'm sure there are people at the BBC that work really hard and deserve their salaries. Not like Lineker, obviously, but I'm sure there's lower level staff that do deserve the money. So it's a tough one really, isn't it? It is a tough one. So what do you think about this? I mean, the way I look at it is, if it wasn't funded by public money, they can do what they want. I don't care if ITV give people pay rises. They make their money their own way through commercialisation of their shows and stuff. So they can pay whatever they want, can't they? But the fact that the BBC is funded this way, everything is up for scrutiny and they will never win anything. There's always going to be two sides of the story. If they just go commercial, if they make their own money, either through showing adverts or through subscription or whatever they want to do, this is none of our business anymore. They can do whatever they want, right? So I just think that the funding model's over for the BBC. They're never going to win anything. Everyone's on them about every little thing. And until the TV licence fee goes, the BBC are just going to be in arguments forever. Arguments forever, aren't they? But let me know what you think down in the comments below. And if you haven't already, do please think about hitting the subscribe button. It really helps the channel to grow and to reach new people. Thank you.